Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Asia from Rain's Fangirl channel. Welcome back to my motherfucking channel, bitches. I am here today to do another Degrassi episode, deep dive episodes we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be doing Degrassi season 11 episodes 33 and 34. We're going to be doing episodes 32 and 33, which are underneath it all, part 1 and part 2. And we're also going to be talking about episodes 36 and 37, Not Ready to Make Nice, part 1 and part 2 episodes. Now, both of these episodes are kind of meh. They're kind of mid, not too much a lot going on, but enough where I want to get on here and talk about it. Yes, bitch, yes, I do. I just want to say this for the last time. The B plots in season 11 are really fucking bad. When I tell you that I can't remember what the B plot was at all in episodes 35 and 36, it's just like I said, they keep giving characters storylines that I don't really give a fuck about. Like, characters, even the characters who are like really fucking important in the first half of the season, have like derailed to getting absolutely nothing. What the fuck is going on with Drew's character this season? Like, he's getting nothing. He's just Katie's boyfriend. That's it. Like, that's all he is at this point. He's just Katie's boyfriend. Like, he don't get no storylines, no nothing. Like, it's just like, okay, what about all the good storylines he had in the beginning? It's like, is his character done telling stories after dead and gone? Like, I just don't get it. But like I said, I don't want to get too into season 11 on here when I talk about these episodes, because I want to save all of that when I make my season review. There's a lot of shit I want to get off my chest when I talk about season 11, because the only reason why I wanted to start doing season reviews is because when I go back and like listen to some of my rants and stuff, I realized I shitted on season 11 a lot, and I'm trying to figure out why did I shit on season 11, because it's not that bad of a season, but there are a lot of things about the season why I can say why I shitted on it. And like I said, I don't want to get into it in these deep dive episodes. I'm gonna save all of that when I get to my season reviews, because there's a lot of shit I need to talk about when it comes to season 11. Like, characters getting all this screen time that I don't care about. Characters who are holding the fort in the first half just getting nothing. They're just all of a sudden just in the pecking order. I don't like that shit. I really don't. But like I said, we finna get into these episodes. So like I said, episodes we finna be reviewing today are season 11, episodes 32 and 33, which are called Underneath It All, part 1 and part 2. And we're also gonna be talking about episodes, reviewing episodes 36 and 37, which are called Not Ready to Make Nice, part 1 and part 2. So for Underneath It All, like I said, I don't give a fuck about the B plot. The only thing I can say I really liked about the B plot is that this is in the B plot, we get to finally see the freshmen. This is the first time we ever get to see Maya and Zig for the first time, them having their freshman year. They were like so adorable. They looked so young. I like that the build up to Maya and Zig. Like, when you guys watch season 12, when everybody say, oh, it never makes sense for them to kiss so randomly, I always say it does make sense, because they've been building Maya and Zig up since season 11, since episode 33 and 34. They've been building them up since that very moment. Like, since episodes 32 and 33, they've been building them up. Excuse me. I said 34 when I meant to say 32 and 33. They've been building them up since season 11. So the long journey to their whole will they, won't they started in season 11. I really feel like they should have just put him and Maya together in season 11. I don't know why the fuck they had him with Tori. I don't remember that relationship at all. That relationship got no storylines, no screen time, no nothing. No nothing. I don't know why Maya felt like she had to show that bitch so much loyalty when that hoe wasn't her friend. Just because they're in your freshman's class doesn't necessarily mean you have to be friends with them. But since Maya and Zig and Tristan and Tori were like the only freshmen that came in during that time, I guess you could say it made sense why they wanted to make them one big ass group. But today, I feel like Maya doesn't have to show Tori any loyalty. What's the point? This hoe is not your friend, and this bitch just spit it on you that's the reason why y'all got into a fucking cat fight. So therefore, bitch, you really don't get any loyalty from me. I really feel bad for Maya because she didn't realize how much she liked Zig until she got him and Tori back together. And I definitely feel like Zig liked it Maya too, but I think he felt like he didn't want to rush into something with Maya. If he felt like, I guess he owed it to Tori to give them another chance, but it's whatever. But that's because I say I can really like that. I like that, you know, they show the freshmen. We get to finally see Maya and Zig's introduction. I thought that was cute. As far as the whole B plot with Fiona, Imogen, and Katie and Marisol and Katie, fuck both of them hoes. Katie, you like to walk around and act like you're all holier than now, bitch. You're a hypocrite. Why the fuck is the school president breaking into the school after hours and vandalizing property? And then Fiona, you're a fake ass bitch too, because Imogen was literally your rock when you were going through alcohol. She was there right by your motherfucking side. And bitch, the second you come back from rehab, you want to pretend like I'm just a fly on the wall. Bitch, fuck you. The fuck. And then Marisol, bitch, you could just kiss my ass. I don't like Marisol at all. Like, I don't like how they make her head so big and act like she just that bitch when it's like, girl, you're not even a 10 out of 10. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, read these hoes, for real. I don't care anything about that plot, because why? The plot is filled with characters I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about Fiona. I don't care about Marisol. I don't care about Imogen. And I never gave a fuck about Fiona. I don't care about none of them bitches at all. As far as the A plot being concerned, the whole thing with Jake and Claire, you know, Jake, okay, this storyline is so stupid because Jake and Claire literally just got back together in Nowhere, is it called Nowhere to Run? Yes, Jake and Claire literally got back together in the Nowhere to Run episodes, which are literally episodes 30 and 31. You did all that, made it so dramatic to build them back up and whatnot. You made her show up at the cabin all dramatic just for them to break up in these episodes, which is for good reason. I know a lot of people say they feel like Jake was being a jerk for how he broke up with Claire. Me personally, I don't think so. I think Jake was being mature and reasonable when he broke up with Claire, because like he was reading that magazine in class, and you know, it said that the girl lost her virginity to her boyfriend because her boyfriend made it seem like they were going to be together forever. And Bianca was like, you know, guys do it all the time. You know, they sell this sweet stuff just to get girls into bed, just to take their virginities, and they don't really, like, hold up, like, the end of their words, like, want to be in a committed relationship or want to be together forever. And Jake is like, what if the girl wanted to have sex with him, but she felt bad because they weren't together forever? And Bianca said it's because that's what the guy made it seem like. He made it seem like they would be together forever if they lost their virginities to each other. But the second she lost her virginity to him, he ran for the hills. And Bianca says she feel like it's what every guy does. So literally after that conversation, a debate Jake and Bianca had in class, you know, because Jake only brought up the sex conversation because Drew and Owen felt like since they're living in the same house together, they feel like, you know, it would make sense for them to be having sex like crazy with each other. But Jake didn't want to pressure the conversation when it came to Claire because he knew that she might not have been ready. But Claire obviously was not ready for sex because, girl, if you have to read a magazine to try to convince yourself that you're ready for sex, you're obviously not ready for it. And, you know, Jake felt like he was being a jerk because he wasn't answering the question, so they decided they want to go ahead and do the sex later on that night. When Claire said things like forever and marriage, it scared Jake, and it made him feel like, you know, it was the wrong idea for them to swap each other's virginities if they knew they were not going to be together forever. And then the next scene goes to the next morning, him saying, you know, sorry for walking out. Claire telling him, you don't get to do what you did last time. You don't get to, like, just walk out, make a scene, and just say you're sorry. And she asked him, did she do something wrong? And Jake said no. He just think it's not a good idea for them to be in a relationship. He just think it's a good idea for them to have sex because their parents are married. Therefore, they're going to be tied to life for being siblings. And he feel like them having sex would do nothing but complicate things. And she said she felt like they needed to break up. And then they broke up. And, you know, she cried at the table. And then that's the end of the episode. So these part one and part two episodes are kind of mid. Not necessarily episodes I will probably go back and ever watch. But I feel like these episodes frustrate me because it's like, okay, you break Jake and Claire up in the dead and going episodes, get them back together and know where to run, and then you break them up again in here. It's like, what was the point of this relationship? What was the point of this ship? What was the point? I get the point of them being together if he was just a regular boy at Degrassi, but them being together while they're step siblings was really fucking unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary. Like, they didn't need to be a relationship. So, everybody who feel like Jake was being a jerk for the way he ended things with Claire, I don't think he was being a jerk. I think he was the only one being reasonable and being wise, because if Claire was like really looking at the situation that her and Jake was in, them having sex would have made things very complicated and awkward. Because imagine how they did swap their virginities to each other and then they break up. Now you'll always be known as the girl who lost her virginity to what? Her stepbrother? Girl, is that how you want your first time to be remembered? Losing it to your motherfucking sibling? Girl, you better stop. Like, literally. But if I were to grade this episode, I think I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. And that's only because I don't really see myself going back to rewatch these episodes at all. I don't see myself ever going back to rewatch these. Like I said, I enjoyed the whole Jake and Claire storyline. I enjoyed them bringing the freshmen in. But as far as like, would I ever go back and watch these for season 11? No. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because it's like the first half of season 11. I don't know if I said season 7, excuse me, but the first half of season 7 was really fucking good. Like, when I was watching the episodes, season 11 has some really good episodes in the beginning. Like I said, still B plots were trash. I don't give a fuck about the seniors, but the episodes were good. It's like, and I always said this. I always said this when me and my sister have a conversation. I say the first half of season 11, great. Once they reach that second half, it's so fucking boring because they started giving characters I don't care about screen time, like Casey and Jenna. Casey and Jenna completely disappeared in season 11 once they gave their baby up. And y'all, I don't want to get into all that because, like I said, I want to save all of that when I talk about season 11. But the shit just irritates the fuck out of me that now you want to give all these boring ass characters who really stayed over, like, really out, like, overstayed the fuck out of their welcome. You want to give them storylines. Why the fuck didn't you Ben give Casey and Jenna a storyline where they go visit their baby or they try to get visitation rights? Why the fuck is you doing it now where it's like no one gives a fuck? They gave their baby up in the very first half of the season. Now you want to do an episode like in what? 30 something, 40 something episodes in, you want to give them a storyline where they visit their child. I don't even give a fuck anymore. Because what's the point? Why should I? Why should I give a fuck? Why should I give a fuck? I just don't care. So these episodes are a 6 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry. Just the B plots did just irritate the fuck out of me because the B plots at this point are just really, really bad. And like I said, they're giving characters who you totally forget are even on this cast so many, like, want to give them storylines now when it's like, you could have gave them that shit when they were here. Don't give them that shit now. It's done and over with. Give characters who are interesting fucking storylines. The ones who are boring, give them what you can give them, and then that's it. Wrap it the fuck up for them. The next episodes I want to get into are episodes 36 and 37 called Not Ready to Make Nice. They're part 1 and part 2 episodes. Now, if I really hate Clara, I cannot stand Clara. For those who don't understand why I hate her so much, I feel like if you really, 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 really want to know why I can't stand Clara, you should watch these episodes from season 11. She was being such a bitch. Like, such a bitch. She's so fucking dramatic for no reason. It's just quite ridiculous. She dramatic as fuck. Like, she's like overly dramatic. Like, Jake dad came in the kitchen, was like, oh, Jake, happy birthday, and if you want to, you can invite the girl that you're seeing. Claire gonna turn around and say, a new girlfriend? Jake is like, they're just friends. So she go to the school and try to check Allie and tell her, oh, you couldn't wait for me and Jake to break up so you could pop in and try to steal him from me. First of all, I'm not gonna cap. I feel like she tried to slut shame Allie. Claire is such a dirty bitch. She is such a bad friend to Allie. For her to even shut Allie out for kissing Jake, where she didn't hold Jake accountable at all for the kiss. They kissed each other. Bitch, you are just disgusting. And not only that, for her to walk, not that was in the other episode, underneath it all, for her to walk in the classroom and not even say nothing to Allie, like the way she just been like, just dissing her the entire fucking season. Dissing her completely. Just dissing her the entire season. Right? The way she just dissed her when she came in the classroom was some of the most foul shit ever. Like, Allie's done nothing but try to be nice and try to make up for what she did. And Claire won't even give her a chance to talk, to speak. Like, girl, you are irritating as fuck. But the way she tried to come in there and try to slut shame Allie, I was not a fan of that. It's like, girl, really? You gonna try to walk in this bitch and try to slut shame me? Bitch, are you serious? You really gonna walk in this bitch and try to slut shame me? Then, Allie gonna say, Allie read that hoe for filth. She said, and even if she was with Jake, what business is it any of hers? Her and Jake are not in a relationship anymore. It ain't her motherfucking business who he go out with. I'm like, bitch, you better read that hoe. You better read that bitch and tell her it ain't none of her motherfucking business. Jake is your ex-boyfriend, bitch. He not your property. And then Claire like, well, if it ain't you going out with Jake, then who is it? Jenna was like, her and Jake are just friends. Then she try to come for Jenna. Jenna and Allie better than me because Claire, that bitch would never got any words out of her mouth. That hoe would have been on the ground and her motherfucking teeth. Because, bitch, who the fuck are you to walk into this classroom and try to chin check any bitch who's seeing Jake? Jake is not your boyfriend anymore. He's none of your motherfucking business, bitch. You and him are exes. Keep it that way. Then she gonna tell Jenna, oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. How could you? And then try to tell the teacher that they are boyfriend stealers. Bitch, really? Claire was really coming. She woke up and chose violence. And them hoes should have chose the same thing. I don't know why them hoes was being quiet while she was talking like that. That hoe was talking reckless, like her jaw was broken. I don't know what's wrong with that hoe. Allie and Jenna, them hoes better than me, because if that was me and my bitch, me and that bitch would have jumped her ass. I don't give a fuck. Like, girl, who do you think you are? Like Allie said, Jenna, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't owe her now. No explanation. None whatsoever. You don't owe her anything. And then at the dinner table, Claire irritating as fuck. At the dinner table, she want to make a big scene and just make it seem like, oh, that her mom is a hypocrite because she's a Christian but don't want to tell Jenna that giving her baby up for adoption was the wrong choice. Bitch, who are you? Have you ever been in her position? How you gonna tell her that her making the choice to give her child up makes her look bad? Bitch, have you ever been pregnant? Were you ever in a situation where you couldn't raise your child financially and be there for them mentally? Girl, shut your motherfucking mouth. You know nothing about her, bitch. Be quiet. Like, and then she gonna go off on Jake dad, talk about you're not my dad, you don't tell me what to do, and then she talk about Jake, you need to be hold up on condoms since she didn't have a baby before. It's like she want to make a big scene just because he moved on. My thing is with Claire is that why are you acting like he broke up with you and didn't give you an explanation? Bitch, he broke up with you and told you why you and him should not be together. I feel like at the end of part 2, when her and Jake just decided that they should have just been siblings from the beginning and should never have got into a relationship, and they kept it as that, they should have kept the relationship as that. Like, as that. I feel like if you weren't going to do something where you're going to make him a random boy at Degrassi, then you should just been okay with them getting used to being brother and sister, like getting used to having another sibling since her sister is gone and he doesn't have any other siblings. They could have just done something like that. But it's like, for her to just want to move in with random strangers, just make a big scene because she feel like she can't live at home. Claire, you're extra as fuck for what? And in the B plots, don't even get me started. B plots, boring as fuck. Eli has done nothing this season since the first half. Like, I can really say this, out of all the seasons he was in, he did absolutely nothing this season. Nothing. I enjoyed his friendships with Fiona and Imogen, but it just feels like he's just there. Like, I don't care for his existence at all. Even though I fuck with Eli and he's one of my favorite characters and all, he has just really done nothing for me in this season. It just really feel like he's just there, honestly. And then, like I said, they try to give him part 1 and part 2 episodes about his bipolar disorder. to try to tell y'all, oh yeah, he's still here in case y'all forgot he on the cast. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. And them episodes are so terrible because his part 1, part 2 episodes are terrible because I don't like the way they wrote his bipolar disorder. I don't like the way people treated him and acted like how they had to treat him like a child. I wasn't a fan of that at all. But, like, both of these part 1 and part 2 episodes for Degrassi, so like I said, I'm going to give episode 32 and 33 a 6 out of 10. And then episodes 36 and 37, same thing, because they're not really episodes I would go back and watch. They're really kind of boring for real. Outside of the Jake and Claire shit, it ain't really too much to really like once you want to sit down for 22 minutes and want to sit and watch an episode like this. Not at all. That's all we got to say today. The last 2 episodes I will be reviewing are from this season are episodes 42 and 43, which are called Holla Back Girl. They're part 1 and part 2 episodes, and I will be doing episodes 44 and 45, which are called In the Cold Cold Night. They're part 1 and part 2 episodes. These are the season 11 finale episodes. So that's that. Y'all, I'm already stressed because Claire really fucking like blew me in that episode. I can't believe she tried to call Allie a slut. I couldn't believe she'd do some shit like that. Claire, that hoe really should have been counting her days for real. Like I said, them hoes are way better than me because like I said, them hoes are way better than me because she would have never been walking in that classroom talking to me like she crazy or talking to me like her fucking jaw is broken. The fuck? But that's all I gotta say today. Catch you guys in my next review.